Hi, everybody. Welcome to... No, that's not what it is at all. It's hi, everybody. I'm Rachel. Why can't I do this? Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Don't make a surprise face, Steven. Nobody else knows I fucked up. Nobody in the future knows.
No one knows.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Steven!
And we are the Faint Divinities, a channel here on Discord if you're watching us live, or if you're watching us in the future on YouTube. Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Good time zone to you, my friends. We also have, as I say all the time, a Discord, an Instagram, a Twitter. I don't really care where you come follow us, except for maybe consider the Discord. It's great. I really enjoy talking to people in there about the stream and about the Daggerheart community in general. So come find us. It's a good time and we're friendly. So, but here on our channel, we are a stream devoted to play testing Daggerheart, which is the new tabletop RPG from Darrington Press and Critical Role, which is currently in open beta. And if you are watching this, open beta version 1.4.2 will have been released by the time that you see this. You are in the future. We are not. We are in the now, or for you, it's the past. It gets really complex.
The 10th. It's the 10th.
It's the 10th. What an amazing thing to say, Stephen. Well done. We have dates around here.
So clever.
We are still playing in version 1.4.1. So this is the last hurrah. Maybe, guys, what if we're the last group ever playing 1.4.1 in its time? You know, beautiful.
That's awesome.
Oh, Greyfax even said it. The last 1.4.1 stream. And Gene Screen said everyone is dressed so nicely this evening. Yeah, the boys are really doing it, and me and Kayla are goth girlfriends, you know?
Puppy cozy.
Yes. We're having it. Yeah. So but yeah, so we again are playing open beta version 1.4.1. Tomorrow, June 11th, they will be releasing 1.4.2, and we are, as always, going to try our best, we're very likely, to be live in the evening with one minor caveat. Steven closes tomorrow, so he's not going to be able to make it on time. That's okay. We've got like 3 backups around here. Tomorrow, we're pulling in the troops. The troops is Justin. Justin is going to come talk with me. Somebody will be here. We also have Chris there in the curtain line, just in case we need
the day off.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, please, if you're interested, come watch us tomorrow to talk about 1.4.2. I have no idea what's going to happen because we're in minor revisions. So I'm really interested. Anyway.
Insane.
But outside of that, we don't have a ton of announcements tonight. I do want to note, just as I have throughout the entirety of our little romp here in the Blue Marshes, which is of course our little Ribbet adventure, as we're doing spooky, creepy things, that we are utilizing music in the background from Midnight Syndicate. Midnight Syndicate is a group that is responsible for making some of my most favorite spooky music that I've been using at home tables for years and years, and we have permission to use them in the stream tonight, so thank you, Midnight Syndicate. If you're liking any of this music as you're watching at home, please go check out Midnight Syndicate. They are everywhere. I usually use them on Spotify, but they're on YouTube. Shoot them a follow. They're great. And again, thank you, Midnight Syndicate. That's everything. I really think that is everything that we have. So are you guys ready to dive in?
So ready.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, before we launch in, you guys, let's go around and give your brief character introduction, starting with, as always, Steven.
Hello, I'm Steven. I'm playing Tedeos. I'm a Ridge-born mixed ancestry, a little, mostly Simiah, and a little bit of Fawn. I'm a ranger, and I am using the Beastbound subclass. I'm joined by my companion, Bill, the ever-lovable Rooster.
Thanks.
That's all.
That's an edge. Amazing. And then we have Justin.
Yep, I'm playing Gimbo, the Ridge-born dwarf, specifically the Syndicate Rogue.
But yeah, I'm just a little minor dude. Currently fresh out of prison. Yeah, looking. Yeah.
You are
The Ridge Bros. The Ridge Bros.
One of the Ridge Bros. Yeah, that's me.
That's amazing. And then we do have Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I am playing Princess Anura. She is a Highborn Bard, and we are in her hometown right now trying to figure out why there's mist, where's her sister, what's happening in the hatchery.
So good. And Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm Tank Mullerson. I'm a fairy warrior. I got a little Simiah in my background too, and yeah.
Every time I think about you having Monkey Simiah in your background, I always hear the Funky Monkey song, and I don't know why. It's fine. We're going to move right past it. So that is our intrepid cast of adventurers that are going to be continuing here. One brief note. I think that I might have gotten ahead of myself last stream, and I thought this would definitely be the last one. I've explained to my players I was probably wrong because I know all of the secrets, but they don't necessarily. So we're going to kind of touch base with that as we dive in tonight, but we might have one additional stream of this little adventure just as an FYI. But let's go ahead and get started. As a brief reiteration of where we are currently, the last 3 weeks and 2 sessions for this party, they have not been together. We've had some of the group going into the town proper of Blackgum Hollow, finding out more about the curse on the lands, or whatever it is, the mystery fog, uncovering scary, spooky things, encountering emissaries in the mist who are losing their minds and trying to head west. At the same time, Gimbo, our Dwarven Syndicate rogue of the Mining Coalition, was imprisoned, jailed for his crimes against Ribbetania, or the Blue Marshes, sent to the dungeons. Boo, boo, tomato, tomato. Sent down to the dungeons. But listen, you can't keep a good dwarf down, and he's back. Baby, he's back. You can blame it all on him. Because last session we did a little fun role play where all of my players got to take on an NPC of the guard group, and spooky things happened again. Gimbo did start out being interrogated by Percival Pampus, played by myself as one of the primary NPCs, but also by Kevin, played by Steven, a really fun guy. I got so many people that reached out directly to me and were like, that guy was fun. I really liked that. So good job, Steven.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and then absolutely loved Rory, who was our centurion, actually defending Pampus, a novel concept.
It's a hella good guard shit.
And Daffodil, oh my god, the roleplay of
the coward.
The coward who got Gimbo out. I mean, the hero of the story, in all honesty. You twirling your keys. And by the way, everybody, remember that Daffodil's still in... No, he was released. He was released.
He was right on my side.
Released.
And so there was a jailbreak episode, which is what I titled last stream as well. It's called Jailbreak. And everyone then, Gimbo, having taken out Kevin, who did lose himself to the mists, Pampus having been escorted by Rory up somewhere into the upper chambers of the Warren Palace and having disappeared, Gimbo and Daffodil locked Kevin away. Deal with that later. Put a pin in that one. And absconded up past the dungeons to that central great hall. The rest of the party, Anura, our spare to the throne, plus Bill and Ted, plus Tinkerbell, all came through the doors ready to save their friend Gimbo, and Gimbo stepped in. Hi guys, I've taken the castle. and that is where we're going to pick up. Remember guys, you have 2 NPCs in tow. One of you has Miss Loretta Lovegrass following you, tied and secured to Tank by a rope, and one of you has Daffodil. Daffodil is still there. So Kayla, you might have to play 2 people. Happy being a GM. Okay. Daffodil can also be quiet. That's fine too. Whatever you'd like. The last thing, as a reminder, guys, is last week there was a moment where those mists caused my team to roll a check, which several of them failed. Tank Mullerson being the only one to have succeeded on the check. So each one of them have a counter die active that is not Tank, set to the one side right now. That is still in play. If you make more of those checks, we're going to increase that, and I will remind you guys again, the number that will trigger an event is 3. So if anyone reaches that number tonight, please help me out. Remind me that you're there. But you all now are in the great hall of the Warren Palace, this cylindrical, domed building with these rails circling around the outside of the Warren itself, all leading off into holes in different directions. You, Anura, and group come out onto that balcony overlooking the great hall itself. Remember that vast room with braziers of fire, those lily pads that are going up to where Anura, you know the throne room will be. And Gimbo, you have charged in, Daffodil behind you, and looking up, see your party. I think now's a good time, guys. What do y'all do? And as you're talking to each other, let us know as the audience, what do you know and what do you need to find out?
Well, first off, as soon as Ted sees Gimbo standing there, he'd throw his hands up and he would jump and start running over to him and then do an inspection of Gimbo, lifting his arms and like picking through his armor and checking him. He's like, "There was a bomb, Gimbo, a bomb. I left you alone for 5 minutes. The clan would be furious if something happens to you."
Well, yeah, if I ran into one of my old, someone from my old place. There's one of the merchants out here, and see if he had info. And we made a trade. I have to find him a cat, and then he gave me this bomb. I didn't know if the walls were gonna be sealed up. We couldn't get in. Maybe there was a fire. We got to get into the hatchery real quick. I don't know. I was thinking ahead.
We gotta find this cat. Fair. That's one thing. And then we gotta go to the hatchery because I will not be made a liar again. We gotta sing to these eggs unless it's gonna.
And I gotta get the mason jar of fire back tank.
Oh yes, the fire.
This is dangerous.
Oh.
Don't open this near people with out mask on. They get upset.
It's absolutely true.
Oh yeah, we have to introduce Loretta that we've got tied up like an animal on a leash behind us. Like
she's just dazed.
I know Loretta. I met her. I sent her y'all's way, I think.
So
I'm very glad she found us.
This does bring up an interesting point, Gimbo, that when last you saw Loretta, she was, and she still is, statuesque, gorgeous ribbet, but she was tenacious, vocal, commandeering, authoritative, and now she is listless, her eyes kind of cast down to the ground. She kind of is like touching her arms and curled in on herself, and every once in a while she kind of like looks back and then kind of longingly looks off to the west, and you hear her like, oh. But she is still following you guys based on the skill check that we made last week. So.
I will say too, right? So the mist went to the west, and I remember that our island was over there in the west, and there's a tunnel.
Yeah.
What we found out about when we first landed here.
So remember that's something that, and guys, I play it loosey-goosey with who has elements of the story. I assume that you guys are all talking and stuff, but technically that is a piece of info that Gimbo had heard from Bill when you went in to talk with your mining contact.
That's where it's from.
Yeah. He had.
Yeah, just hear that because I forgot.
Yeah, he had mentioned, because you said, how would we get certain places and everything? How would I get into? You were trying at the time to get into the Warren Palace. You did that. And he had said, well, I mean, I guess you could go to the island, which is the Rights of Newmorn.
Because there was a tunnel going from all the way over there. Yep. I remember now. Okay.
Perfect. So there is that.
But Miss Loretta, are you okay? Anura, do y'all not get along? She seemed chipper before she left.
I love her.
She does.
She got a little bit of mist.
She got a touch of the vapor.
Nailed the vapor.
Mist twist.
She wasn't wearing her mask.
She is still wearing her mask.
Yeah.
He Daffodil, that's why I told y'all, wear y'all's masks.
That's right. It was something else. She ain't so mad.
Daffodil still doesn't believe in the mist.
Nothing wrong with that mist. It's foggy out here.
Nothing wrong with that mist. It's foggy out here. Is incredible.
That reminds me, when I was down in the cells down below, there was some red creepy plants. So I got one of them kind of wrapped up here in like a cloth or something. They aren't normally red.
Loretta's gonna, as she sees the plant, she's gonna kind of like, and reach out for it suddenly, like kind of Tank pulling you a little bit by the rope because you weren't prepared for it. You, Gimbo.
And then bundle back up.
Okay, as soon as it's gone, almost like an infant who does not have object permanence yet, as soon as it's gone, she kind of and just like curls back into herself.
Okay. Can I go over to Jim? We put his back to Loretta so she can't see.
I'll hand this to you. You and Daffodil go in the other room and look at it.
Okay, we're gonna have our back and we're gonna like open it. Can I would I know anything about this plant at all?
I'm not going to call for a check here because the problem is that it's, the plant in terms of its shape. You know what kind of plant it is. It's just some of the local flora that you keep underground here because it's the only place that some of these specific herbs grow. This is just like, I will say, an herb that is utilized to make healing balms and ointments. It's kind of like aloe vera in a certain way. It's not an incredibly magical item, but it grows best in those cool, dark places, so you keep it down there. It usually glows kind of a pale green color, actually. It's red now.
I like that, Neil.
Yeah, thanks. I have all the colors right now because it's Pride, so I can give you guys any color reference that y'all need, But Gimbo, you will notice that the brightness of the red has started to dim as it's been uprooted and is away from its source at this point. So
yeah, so it was brighter, but that's weird.
It's not supposed to look like that.
Did you see any big plants down there?
Not big ones, but it's just like the walls and stuff are covered in them.
Well, I had this hallucination where I saw this big blood red plant and it had this stone egg kind of hanging out of it.
Possibly related.
Anura, you saw the same thing, remember?
Okay.
You saw the same vision when you were hit with the vapors that first time. Also,
the vapors.
Yeah. So did Bill the Rooster. Yeah, it's the vapors.
Bill did too, yeah.
Yeah, so...
is it the same? Does it look similar to what we had in our dream? Or is it just that it's red?
Yeah, it's just that so here, it's a great question. The plant looks completely different, okay? This is as though you walk into your yard that you have at home and you see your aloe vera plant, which used to be my aloe vera plant, that you've always seen. And instead of it looking the way it looks every day, it's glowing red. That's the full extent of the difference. Yeah. But I will say, when you're asking, is it similar? Well, yeah, because in that flash in your mind's eye, the moment you see it, although this one has dulled, that flower that you had seen in your vision, recalling the vision that you all saw, kind of a pond with these ancient crumbling stone pillars and an altar, but on the offset side of it, a flower of vast proportions with its petals splayed out open, and dropping out from that plant, that flower, that open flower, was a huge egg-shaped object, a stone of some kind.
Yeah.
We give a wellness check on the babies.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We
How
could
they
have
doing
this
with all these
conversation
plants?
as we're going to the hatchery, right?
So this does bring up a great question here is, Kayla. Now, this is for everyone as well, because I don't know how familiar all of us are, and I get lost thinking of, like, areas and stuff inside of, as I tend to use, our Discord spoilers area. It's not really a spoiler for you, Kayla, or it shouldn't be, for Anura. There is an area that lists all kinds of rooms that you, Anura, might want to check. It's kind of also serves as a recap of some of the areas that you know there might be references to, so I've provided that to you as a courtesy. You can go wherever you want, but that is your listing. So, where do we want to go? Inside
So I
of the
might
world?
add, should we maybe find a safe place for Miss Loretta here? In case we run into rough waters?
Well, Delilah here might could help out. They also know their way around.
Delilah, hilarious.
I could take her to a guest chamber, or I could lock her into a dungeon. Your choice.
But like Delilah might like that. Yeah.
Well, how about we put her into a guest chamber? She's a nice lady, right?
Yeah, just keep her tied up, I guess.
You ever lock the door?
Maybe so. Maybe I can.
You secure it. From
Loretta would
outside?
never. A commoner?
Okay, so wow, our savior. So Daffodil's gonna take her, right?
Are you giving her
handing the
your
leash over?
rope?
Yeah, are you handing the leash to
I think it's the
Daffodil?
best way to wrangle it so far. It's the best thing I thought of.
Yeah, it's really
Gonna
working
grab
for
the
us.
leash,
It's been effective.
and she's gonna toddle away. Or
Daffodil, you know what you're doing, but do you have like handcuffs like y'all put on me?
You know, Miss Loretta's never been mean. We probably don't need handcuffs. She's a lady.
She is a lady, and I turn and I run over to Bill and I get her bag and I go back over to Daffodil and I hand Daffodil her bag. I'm like, you got to give this to her when she starts acting right.
Somebody made the comment in our Discord. I'm not going to use this a lot, okay? But somebody made the comment in our Discord of like, there are no rules against you using advantage, and I love roleplay moments. Steven, take an advantage die. Like,
Okay.
so you're going to have a D6 to add to your next roll. I don't
That's
like
cool.
the use it whenever you want, takes too long to use it, people forget it. Is your next roll, okay?
I can do that.
But yeah, so that's gonna be a D6 to add to your next one, a little advantage system, because I love it when role play is done well, guys. Okay, perfect. So Daffodil has gone, and you guys who are unfamiliar with the Warren Palace, you can see that Daffodil takes, there are so many of these different holes going to different areas. Daffodil heads down an area to kind of the northwestern passage, and you see with the torch that he is carrying that he is just traveling down. You see the shadows recede, and you could hear Daffodil the whole time, come on, Miss Loretta, we're going down there, we're gonna be real safe now, don't you even worry about it, I got you, this bag sure is heavy. And he just keeps on going down. Okay,
Excellent.
so now your group is left. Now, I will say, though... Nope, go ahead. You're fine.
Ominous.
I know, it really was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are any of these rooms on the way to the nursery? Because Gene Screen made that comment about me breaking the promise, and it's not happening this time. So, like, that's in my head. So
yeah, I love that so much. Thanks, Gene Screen. You're keeping her honest, you know? Because of
or
the
is it
nature...
just down its own tunnel?
No, because of the nature of the Warren Palace, everything is kind of on the way to everything. Because it is a labyrinth of tunnels. They all interconnect and weave. And in fact, you, Anura, as a child who grew up here, you used that to your advantage here. Because if you were in trouble, no, you're not. You could run and outpace them and dip behind a tapestry. You really know what you're doing here. They all interweave. I would say you could get to almost anything without abandoning another choice, except maybe for the throne room, which is directly forward and connects with very little else. Except for you, of course, know secret passageways if you wanted to. And the observatory, which is kind of a corridor to the west. It connects with things, but it stays kind of top level. You'd be descending immediately down from that. Everything else is just these tunnels that interconnect.
Okay. So, group, how do you feel we go check on Lily's room to see if there's anything there? Like, to see if there's some kind of, like, scuffle or something. See if anything... Maybe she's there. I don't know.
Sure. I don't think I saw anyone with that name in the cells, but I also didn't ask any of their names.
You would know she's got a beautiful hat like mine.
I don't think I saw anyone with that.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, Anura, you know the way to lead to Lilliana's chambers because you know these warrens like the back of your hand. You begin leading everybody across this great hall and up one of the ramps that takes a tunnel that descends sharply before evening out and heading kind of towards the northern side of the island. Now, you know that the royal family, all of your quarters are together. But I am going to add this, that as you are starting to turn down this corridor from the Great Hall, you all hear footsteps behind you. And each one of you kind of turning back, you see, and this is a consequence of Gimbo's fear roll from last week, when you heard the earthquake happen, that coming out from various of those holes, Anura, are palace staff, all with their eyes a fogged mist, and all just making their way slowly, converging and exiting out of the Warren Palace. You watch as they all walk, and they're leaving the Warren Palace.
No.
That's normal, right?
That's not normal. They're not getting paid
Why
for
did
that.
you say it's not normal? You were supposed to say it's normal because now something's going on.
That's not right.
You recognize most of them, Anura. You know, there is one of the scullery maids who helped in the kitchens. She has kind of some flour on her face as she's heading out. You see another...
I gotta pull up my...
None of these are referenced in your material specifically.
Okay.
Yeah. You see another one who is a butler to the royal family, who kind of maintains the schedule and keeps the post and things. But they are all traveling out of the Warren Palace, summoned presumably by that same deep-seated longing that Miss Loretta Lovegrass had felt, and that truly, Anura, you had felt for just the briefest moment.
Well, let's not go that way.
Let's not. Something's happening over there.
Room with that one.
Yeah, I don't think they're heading to like where the problem is.
I mean, maybe.
If I was reading one of my adventure
first.
books, that's that's how that would work.
Okay.
Now, the last thing that I'm going to... So, we're continuing down towards Liliana's room, right?
Yeah.
Last ditch effort. We could pretend that we are like them and just walk like the zombies.
I was thinking that, just kind of zombie it out. Yeah, I was thinking that.
We should check the sister first, I guess.
Yeah,
right.
We should
definitely
check
Mercury because I said I would.
Yeah. The palace is where we should look around before we wander off.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys begin traveling down this tunnel, and Tank, I would say maybe to you, this is not the most comfortable of a palace. It is beautiful in its own way, but it is very natural, I would say. Kayla, do we agree with this kind of,
Yeah.
right? It truly is a warren in these areas. However, because you are headed towards the chambers to the royal family, you do see tapestries and murals and little fountains carved in. This is a nicer area. Different depictions. Nothing that I would say truly catches your eye, but except that as you near what you and Nora know to be the end of this hallway, you do see an area on the wall where a tapestry has been removed.
What's on the tapestry that got removed?
Was it the Rory tapestry?
It's a different
I guess
tapestry.
I wasn't there, but
It's
okay.
a different tapestry. Nora, you... Again, I'm not going to make you roll for this. You know this area like the back of your hands, especially this one. It's on the way to your rooms. All of the royal family's rooms are this way. The one that's removed actually holds a special alcove because it is your family's tree. The family tree of the fiddle leaves themselves. And it has been removed. You can see that the wall is a slightly different color there where it's been taken down.
Usurper.
I know, it's like somebody graffitied usurper on it, basically.
No, listen,
You see like a crossed out and a new name on the tree.
Yeah. Don't like that. That's not don't like that at all.
It's pretty sus.
So you get to the end of this hallway and you know that I feel like this is going to make you a little sad, and I don't think it should. To the left is where your bedroom would be. If you were to follow down to the left, your bedroom is that way. To the right is where the rest of your family's bedrooms are. Liliana's bedroom is down there, and the royal chambers.
That was rude, wasn't it?
Had you
To the
guess
left.
both.
I love that. You're really hammering that one home. Extra.
It's just that there aren't enough rooms down there, you know?
Lord.
Don't they just dig into the wall?
It wasn't planned, dude.
It wasn't
Not like we
planned.
don't have a whole warren.
I'll be very honest. I really didn't think of that until I said it because I've mapped this out in my head and I was like, damn, that is a little hurtful. But as I was thinking of saying it, I was like, that is a little rude. But that it's just the reality of what
It's the reality of not being important.
Yeah,
I
listen,
understand.
they put you over there with the other steps, you know. But
It
no,
was important to us.
yeah, it's she.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Found
not,
family.
it's not going to get an advantage die, but it's close. So
Be something.
Liliana's royal chambers are in that direction, and they are not all the way at the end of the hall. That would be King Florian Fiddleleaf's royal chambers and solar, where he can accept guests and things like that. I think it's solar, not solar, but
We'll go with it.
but at some point you do see what are some ornate doors. These are a set of because there aren't doors to every room in the Warrens because of the nature of Warrens, but this is inset with a set of ivory doors, okay, of effectively like a white birch that has been set into here. These are her doors. Are you entering?
We are. We're pushing in.
Okay. And
She
they
doesn't even
Follow
know.
the
She
Nora.
barges in like she's done 100 times before. Just flip on.
Yeah, so they do. So you open in, and for this one, guys, any room that you go into, a different person is going to describe, okay? I have descriptions for some of them, but for this one, we're going to start off, Kayla, because it is a bedroom, it actually is. You are well loved and taken care of. It's a mirror of your room. It looks very similar, okay? So remember that as you're explaining her room, it applies to yours as well. What does Liliana's room look like?
Okay. So we're going to say, it's got the grand, like, canopy bed and a lot of pink, frilly bedding, white ruffles, canopy things going on. She's got, like, a little side table with her, like, really ornate china and everything like that. She's got most of the room is just, like, taken up with, like, a wardrobe and lines of dresses. And then, like, books and stuff like that. So it's a girly girl's room is what it is. So
beautiful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say, as you're entering the room, what's the contrast between your memory of your room versus Liliana's? Greyfax really is constantly in the southern setting that we're in, blush and bashful.
Blush and bashful.
It will be pretentious.
Colors.
And they are my colors, two very distinct shades of pink. Blush and bashful. Thank you so much, Greyfax, for being here. I'm having a great time. Steel magnolias for the rest of you. Anyway, continue, Kayla. How is yours different?
My room's pretty much the same, although Anura she does like her aesthetic, so it's the same thing. It's a lot of blues, but the difference is, and I don't know what I'm sure the maids have cleaned up, like not a general disregard, but she's just a messy person. So stuff is just strewn everywhere. It's not neat and put together like this room.
Got it.
But it's got a lot of the same stuff. It's just that she chose like not to have a canopy bed. It's not a slight. It's just that she wanted a different bed.
Of course. Absolutely. 100%. Okay, great. Okay, so you enter into the room, and what I will say is that whatever fear you had flickering in your heart, Anura, about what you might find in this room as you enter, is gone. It dissipates in that moment because the room is comfortable, tidy, neat. There's not a sign of a struggle. The bedding is turned down and everything. Maybe that is slightly odd, is that the bed has been made, not for you, because you've lived in a palace all your life. People make the beds. It's tidy.
We don't do that.
It's lovely. There are no windows out of these rooms. You are deep inside of the hill. But there are some air vents and things, some tunnels that are used to heat the rooms through furnaces and stuff like that. But outside of that, there's not a lot going on in here. What are you looking for? Are you doing a search of the room? Are you just popping in?
I think so. I think she's just flinging open the wardrobe, looking for places where her sister used to hide, where they played hide and seek. Like she's looking under the bed. She's looking. Okay. It's silly, but she has to check.
All right.
She's going, through the room, turning everything out.
And you all three are watching your dear friend just going through, opening the wardrobe and rifling through, looking, Anura, you even know that at the back of the wardrobe, there actually is a little hidey hole that you kind of push to the side and peek in, and you can see her old treasures that she used to hide in there. A little music box with a ballerina ribbit that kind of spins. Some old ancient treasures, in a little chest that she's kept. You look under the bed. You check the ensuite kind of inset bathroom and everything. She's just not here. And then you think, because she did, and you feel kind of guilty about this. When she was little, she kept her diary under her pillow. That was her hiding spot. You did read it a couple of times, and you felt bad about it.
I'm going to read it again.
Yeah. But you're searching for her. You know the places. You brought it up. You know the places. You do move her pillow, and you see under there a very small, scrolled up piece of paper.
Do I get to read it? May I read this paper?
Certainly can. Absolutely you can. Yeah, I would never force you to read a paper, but you can if you'd like to.
I would love to. I would love nothing more.
On this room, torn, it seems, from a larger sheet, in beautiful curling lettering, written hastily across it, are the words, L. Something has happened. Can't explain. Meet me in the gardens at dawn. Tell no one. I need you. -C. So L, something has happened, can't explain. Meet me in the gardens at dawn. Tell no one. I need you. C.
L for Loretta?
Lilliana.
Lilliana.
Right?
That's
Like
okay.
she was saying, but who's C?
What's the chick's name that's new to the castle?
Oh, well, it does start with a C, doesn't it? Hold on, it's in the spoiler thing.
I've prepared myself for this because, guys, I have an awful
Cassandra.
poker face. So I've prepared myself just in case y'all start guessing anything so that I can kind of not give away any of the secrets. So
I love this.
just
So
talk
maybe
amongst
Cassandra?
yourselves.
But when was this? Which dawn was this?
I'm assuming because she went missing this morning, it would have been like today. Because you talked to her yesterday. Like we talked to her last night.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like if she had this note before she talked to you, she would have mentioned something. So maybe
brief
like
note.
after she's...
Brief note, you talked to her the morning, like yesterday in the beginning of the day. You've had 2 full days. She could have gone missing anytime between there. Because remember, y'all had a whole day of travel.
You're right.
You got the call at like 4.
dude's name with the C?
Pampas.
So
His name is Pampas.
So the ones we know is Cassandra and
Pampas
there's
with a
Guido
C.
that we know that start with a C.
Guido.
But
Cato.
Guido. That canonically starts with a C.
Yeah, canonically Cato.
Yeah.
But we
It's
also
suddenly
know
Susan.
The new lady that was up here had been
Cassandra.
talking, Cassandra. We knew that she's been talking with Lilliana.
And she's here.
Yeah,
you know,
she is somewhere.
Palace. So
She's supposed to be.
in theory. So that's up on our list. We need to go to the gardens
Yeah.
and the hatchery. We have those ones.
If Cat says the real reason for the zip hoodie shows itself, it is, guys. This is a GM trick, but not really. It's just a Rachel trick of I have an awful poker face.
I love that. Very cute.
Yeah. Listen. Where y'all go? All right. So you found this. I'm sorry, guys. I will come back. My hair will be crazy, but I will come back.
Welcome back.
I can brace myself. All right, guys. I still have the cards just in case. So, you have found this scroll. You have some theories. I love that you guys I've done a good job because y'all have enough information that you can make some assumptions and some guesses, and I like that. That's always where you figure out if you did a poor job as a GM if they like have nothing. They're like you know? Okay, great. So, Anura, you're checking over this room. You have found one clue. Are you searching any more, or do you have the information that you need?
I think we're good to move on, right? I mean, she's, opened things up pretty thoroughly. Although now I'm scared because you asked me.
It's totally fine. Whatever you guys want to do. And also, you 3 are also in here. If y'all are itching to get somewhere else, y'all can motivate her forward. If you're itching to turn over the room, you can do that too. Remember, everything takes time. These are things to be thinking about. But yeah, whatever y'all want to do.
Go digging some
Fan
plants.
handy, Rachel.
Oh, God. I have one too. I don't know why I didn't.
Is there a writing desk in her room?
There sure
she
is,
got a little steady
Steven.
here.
There
I
sure
would
is.
kind of hop over there while Anura was looking around the rest of the room, and I'd take a gander at that and see if there's any odd notes or anything just like strange. I don't know.
Yeah. Anura, how tidy does Lilliana keep her writing desk?
Very tidy.
She's a
She's a very neat
clean
person.
cut. Very responsible. She's always taken her role very seriously. You even had to convince her when she was young that she was allowed to decorate her room how she wanted to. She felt as a little child that she should have had it just in the royal colors. So her writing desk is tidy. And Stephen, there's clearly sorted in her letters because as the crown princess to the throne, she does get a not insignificant amount of mail. She has it sorted. She has outgoing on the right. She has items that she has that need to be addressed in the middle, and she has items that need to be read over to the side. Doing a perusal, everything looks pretty on the level, but you do notice one letter that has not been opened. And on it, there is a note scrawled in... And as he kind of is looking at it, Anura, you walk over and you recognize very clearly Percival Pampus's very tight little scrawl, very legible, incredibly legible, that says, regarding Cassandra's surprise party. And that is a note tacked to the letter that is unopened. You will be committing mail crimes, but you could open it if you'd like.
Don't worry, the prison's easy to get out of.
I look over my shoulder at Anura and I say, "Is it a felony?" As I open the mail to open
No,
other
not at
people's
all.
mail.
Not at all. I'm pardoning you right now. You're pardoned.
Keys were good.
Oh yeah, you're right. Got the
Oh,
jail keys.
there you go.
We have taken the castle.
Anura, how do you feel knowing how susceptible your prison, your dungeons are?
Listen, she's out of it. She's not even focused on that. She does not. You know what? That got her friend out, and she was worried about her friend. So good. I'm glad the defenses were bad.
Fantastic. So, as you unfurl, this is a flattened letter. So it's kind of in our world. You know that a lot of the societies still utilize full scrolls. The more modern civilizations are beginning to use flattened letters. So this is a flattened letter. Anura, you know that Greenhaven uses these, okay? Inside, there is a letter that reads, "To the Crown Princess Lilliana, heir to the throne of Blackgum Hollow of the noble house Fiddleleaf. Thank you for your correspondence. We are happy to hear you have well received a resident of our lands and that she's making an excellent impression for our people of Greenhaven. We would be most excited to support you in planning of an event in her honor. However, we unfortunately have no record of a Cassandra slate in our registries of the House Slate, nor in the registries from either of our two most prestigious institutes of practice medicines. If you are able, please provide a corrected name for the transcription error, and we will review again to determine who we can contact at court regarding Cassandra's favorite colors and cake flavor. We anticipate your next correspondence and wish a very happy name day to Cassandra in advance. Best regards, Neve Hornfels, Head Scribe and Postmaster General to the Royal Houses of Greenhaven."
We got a snake. We got a
I
snake.
think that Cassandra lady is a liar. I think she's lying.
Cassandra lady. I knew I didn't like her when she made a vet feel bad for her
But she
schooling.
made that
That's a trash
very
woman.
nice lady Yvette feel bad. I felt terrible for her.
Okay, well that's
I
not
wonder if all
good.
these people ate the cake.
I want
Something in
to.
the cake.
Where's the
Miss
cake?
came for
I
the
want cake.
I will clarify briefly, just to make sure we're all on the same page, that the letter said regarding Cassandra's surprise party. This was a letter that was written seemingly asking about her favorite colors and her favorite flavor of cake. You expect potentially Tank, I love, though. Tank's like, where the fuck is the cake?
I'm seeing
Let's-
cultists everywhere right now. Not even birthdays are safe.
Not even birthdays. All right.
Okay. Well, since we're already here, do we check my dad's room?
I've never
the
seen a
king have
king's room
anything?
before. Have you? I mean, is that
Yeah.
okay for us to see a king's room?
We can knock.
Nice couch for me to sit on.
What's he gonna do? It's fine. He's not here.
All right. So you guys exit out. Oh, sorry, Justin. Did you have something? Okay.
We're just knocking. It's fine.
So you guys exit out of Liliana's room, and you closing the door with a little sinking feeling in your chest, Anura. And you begin your way down the rest of the hallway. Now, of note, Anura, you know that there is a hollow to the right that is effectively meant to be an escape tunnel, okay? Not that it necessarily is, just that again, it's never a good idea not to have multiple points of exit in a warren. They all lead to the surface in various areas. You know
What if there's a fire? Yeah.
Exactly. What if there's a flood? There are lots of reasons to build these. So it is not just an end hallway. There are a couple of routes out, but eventually you make it to the end of the hallway. And here there is another great doorway, double doors. These ones made of oak. They are a more royal, deep color. Parents not home throw a party from Gene Screen. Wild, and I love it. Yeah, it's time, Kayla. So you said that you're knocking at the door. Is that what we're doing? We're going to do a little knock?
She's going to do her little secret knock that she would do, and her dad would always let her in, so just a little.
Oh, okay, and you wait there with kind of the hope in your chest. But no one ever opens that door for you, Anura.
Okay. She's pretty bummed out about that. Pretty sad. So, but she's gonna open the door anyway. So, just push it open.
You push through.
Because it's open. I'm like, are King's doors normally like booby trapped and?
Nope,
Another
not yet.
from Shiva.
As you come through, a bucket of paint spills on top of you. Now, okay, like it's Home Alone. There's just like a bowling ball. Next, Chris, describe to me King Florian's royal chambers. Now, I know that in some ancient histories, the queen and the king don't share rooms. I think we're beyond that in our fantasy. They share a royal chamber. Note, Christian, that you enter first into the solar. A solar is like a sitting room, effectively. Like it's an ensuite of a living room and then a bed chamber nearby. So explain to me the solar and then explain to me the bedroom as you guys are looking through all of it. It's open concept.
Good cut. Yeah, I have also never seen a king's room, so we're gonna totally wing this.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I would say beautiful tapestries, fine woodworking all over the shelves. It's very sophisticated, a lot of leather.
Very masculine.
Sophisticated.
It smells great in here.
Is the king, is he like a big hunter? Is there like mounted stuff on the walls?
I like that. There's the horned cups. What kind of
Horned
creatures
cups?
are here? Who knows? Yeah, they drink out of like a Threnfest.
Yeah. A fantastic.
Is there a jackalope head on the wall?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, a huge
an
snake.
agreement. Like, yeah.
Huge
over the
snake.
mantle.
Okay.
Because that's what a frog would hunt.
Glass snake.
It's like hunty, but make it swamp.
Hunty.
Hunt lodge, but a little swamp.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay.
Just like that.
There is also, I will add just a very brief bit of context. This is one of the few areas of the warren that has a window. It is set in the edge of one of the hills, okay? So you can actually look out and you are looking towards the northeastern sea. There is actually kind of a cliffside and various baileys that run down kind of these castle walls that have level areas where people can fortify. Nobody could just come straight up and then run up to this window. It is fortified. Though, Anura, usually you're used to seeing people guarding and defending. It's not happening. Have Kayla slide her chair, and there you go. Visual aid. Wait, what's that? Oh, yeah, to the horn. Perfect. Amazing. Thank you, MC Cat. All those neutrino trophies, absolutely. Chris, one of the murals, because you are really taking a look at these, one of the tapestries in this case, again, removed from the wall. Okay. Anura, you know this one as well. This one is more of a religious context. This is of a mythological, though it does impact your religion, of someone who is called Saint Feyre. She was, let me get to my notes real quick. She was specifically, I need to go to here. There we go. All right. Saint Feyre. The painting is called Feyre of House Leaf. You can't remember all of the details of it, but you remember that you didn't like this tapestry when you were growing up because it was a little scary. There is like a beautiful young ribbet maiden, though bedecked in armor, kind of in a Joan of Arc style. And she, one of the reasons you didn't like it, although you loved her, stories of Saint Feyre were beautiful because she was allegedly granted the gift of song by the divinities, which you've always related to. She was granted the gift of song by the divinities of the Hallows above before their absconded silence. Nobody has heard from the divinities in very, very long time for the most part. But she notably sacrificed herself to end the shadow years. Now you remember, it's not perfect in your mind's eye, but you remember kind of an altar where she laid beautifully with her arm falling to the side, rubies dripping from her wrist. And surrounded by kind of other ribbet folk who were weeping for the loss. The Saint Feyre of House Leaf. And she is said to have been, again, mythologically, kind of again, we're falling into like Roman, Greek, classical items. Your family is said to have come from that line, the House of Feyre, the House of Leaf. Which is why, notably, you don't have a name that ends in grass.
There we go.
You said red jewels?
It's just a way of describing blood. Rubies dripping from your wrist is just allegory for blood. Sorry, guys.
About that flower color.
It was like red.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, 100%. Oh, you know what? Because you ask, the background of the tapestry, another reason Anura didn't like it, is that the background was kind of reddish glowing.
That just gave me an idea. I remember when we went in our first little town when we took a rest after we were retired with that hunky man, Bruno.
Broussard.
Broussard? Bruno Mars?
That's hilarious.
Benoit.
That hunky man.
Cassandra had a way of using blood to heal, right? That was her kind of shtick.
Oh yeah, she said they had to let out the blood, right? That was her whole thing.
You know that Yvette had kind of spoken about Cassandra, saying that she was a healer and that she could help to solve this. Also, Stephen, lots of clattering happening. But that she had set up an infirmary in the Warren Palace, and ribbets were coming to donate their blood to the cause, both for the purposes of bloodletting, and later you've heard from Kevin, actually, that they're doing experiments on the blood because she's trying to find a cure for it through scientific advancement rather than...
Not really.
Blood magic.
Snake.
Blood magic. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so in King Fiddleleaf's royal chambers, though, you see that tapestry missing. The only other thing of note, as you all are looking through it, it doesn't look like it's been broken into. It doesn't look like it's been robbed. Anura, you can find nothing of note through a search. You can, however, one of you walks over to the window where there is a chaise longue. That's how you say that word. Chaise longue. And there is, Anura, Queen Bedelia's royal cap is left there on the chaise longue.
A white hat?
Her white hat.
Her white hat.
Her white
But
hat.
that would have snapped Loretta out of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Just, my stars. Like, again, the vapors.
Can she, she goes over to the hat and, her hands are shaking. Can she flip it over, make sure there's nothing weird in it, no blood, Yeah. It's normal?
It's normal.
Oh my god.
And you're
She's just gonna take it and she's gonna put it on her mom's side of the bed, on her pillow. She's gonna move it over there.
Okay.
So when her mom comes back, she can have it.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't mean to rush us, but everything seems kind of normal over here. Should we be going to where things aren't normal?
We probably should. Y'all want to go to wherever Cassandra's doing her experiments, the garden or the hatchery? Because the garden is where Liliana was supposed to go. And then blood stuff is happening in the experiment area. And then the nursery, just to check on the babies at some point.
Nursery and garden both seem good to me. But...
Okay. You want to do rock, paper, scissors for it?
Okay.
Says rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Sure.
Okay. Rock,
Rochambeau.
paper, scissors, shoot. Wow.
I had to pick rock. I had no other option.
Yeah, honestly, Gimbo does need rock. That is always going to be his choice selection. I don't know which one that meant, though. Where are we going now?
Whichever one he wants.
Oh.
Which one's closer? Out of the nursery and garden.
Oh, the gardens are certainly closer. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So
nursery, just based on y'all's description of that weird dream, vapors, vision, whatever. That sounds like where stuff's going down. But
is that where you want to go? You won the rock, paper, scissors.
I mean, garden's closer.
Okay. Let's go there then.
All right. So, Anura, you know that the faster way is actually to use that escape tunnel, okay? It's faster. It's going to connect with things more quickly, but it is a more treacherous climb. It is steeper. It is less looked after. Everyone is fine. There's not any need for checks, but you do exit out of the room, closing again another room that nothing is here. And Anura, at this point, you have never been inside of the palace and seen it so quiet. So forsaken, okay? It is kind of skeeving you out, it's terrifying that just like everything that you know is changed.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, so you do through, and the rest of you are getting very lost, okay? Maybe with the exception of Bill and Ted, who are kind of navigators. Actually, you know what? Jimbo's also really good at tunnels. Like, you guys, we could, if you had to find your way back, we would probably do a roll for it, but you might have, Tank is probably not.
Or dig it that way.
Like a chicken in a coop right now,
Yeah, absolutely. But eventually, you come down to what you know to be, Anura, the exit to the Royal Water Gardens. Now, this does not have a door, okay? This is a circular opening that is along the northern edge of the Warren, and it is a tunnel that lets out to a rounded plateau, from which point you can see, following down the northern slope of the island, that there are 2 levels of baileys. Again, those castle walls to prevent people from coming up, that provide protection to the Warren Palace. The water garden is surrounded on all sides by these tall, beautiful willow trees whose leaves kind of brush the ground beneath. And there are paths of stone lily pads that cross the water ponds, and all manner of flowers, greenery, and small frogs. Steven, let's add something to these water gardens for me. Oh, you are on mute.
So I'd say in the gardens themselves, there's like a big collection of like different like foliage and stuff like that. But it is like a clover-based like kind of garden. Like there's not a lot of grass, which is kind of funny because there's grass is very important to like a lot of it. But almost because of that, they don't want to tread on it more than necessary. So like they use like the clover to kind of base everything out. I would also say, since blue is like one of the main colors for the royal family, there's a lot of like blue flowers, kind of building up to a central like kind of motif of like a white set of flowers, like representing the king and queen.
Oh, beautiful topiaries. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful, Stephen. They are in bloom this season too, Anura. They smell sweet, like marsh jasmine. It's a lovely smell. And guys, as you come out, remember, the fog, the mist is gone. The storm cloud's gone. It's a beautiful, clear blue day. There are tiny wisps of clouds overhead, but it is beautiful, serene. You actually look, you can hear kind of the chirping, trilling sound of little frogs, not ribbits, but actual small frogs here on the lily pads in the kind of water. And then one of you, I'm going to say you, Tedeos, because you're observing this area, you notice a small frog sitting on a lily pad. And you kind of watching it as it sits there. It uses its back leg to kind of its little head. And you're kind of thinking, oh, it's so cute. And then all of a sudden, just in a brief flash, you see a shadow cross over the pond before in an instant, a heron dives down, swiping up the frog into its beak, and it flies away off into the distance toward the marsh. You remember the circle of life here, and as you look towards the distance, and all of you look, you can see from here, you're up pretty high. Even on the northern edge, you can look off, and you see those red, flashing clouds with the lightning. And you see one other thing that's hard to make out. Something strange happening in the channel itself. Does anyone have a +2 to your... I'm so sorry, I don't have my GM page here. I think that I want, like, your ability to observe things. What are we talking about here?
Instinct.
Instinct, perfect. Does anyone have a +2 to instinct? Does anyone have a +1? My +1s, you could roll for this, but it is far. You would need to make it'll be a 13 if you wanted to kind of squint your eyes and see what's happening. But if you're not interested, that's fine too.
I'll go for
You
it.
get an advantage.
Yeah, I got my advantage. Thank you.
All right.
I'm just gonna go for it
Okay, you're both going for it. Fantastic.
if that's fine.
I got 13 with hope.
I got an 11 with hope.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
So, first of all, both of you,
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's with fear.
fantastic.
Yep.
So, MC Cat, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being there. I don't know why those terms aren't sticking in my head as soon as I start a stream. That's the whole problem. So, we're going to take, so first, what did you say, Justin? Yours was a 11 with fear?
11 with fear, yeah.
So that is a failure with fear, okay? So we are going to talk about first, Stephen, now with hope, you get to mark a hope onto your score and everything. And with a success, you are noticing, of course, what you see as you kind of use your eyes. And how, you tell me, how are you seeing it? Are you just squinting real good? Do you have a tool? Like, what is it?
I have a tool that I use when I'm looking at like diamonds and things of like trading, my little like kind of binocular thing. But I have like a attachment on it, dig in my bag, and I kind of put together a quick little spy scope to get a good view. I can see further, but it's tiny, so it's really still kind of hard for me to tell. But it does help me see further.
You have to flip it around, so it's not like looking at small stuff like really close.
It's really bad no matter which way I flip it.
Gene Screen said, "Yar." Okay, so what you see, because you hit the 13 and it's with hope, fantastic job. That's a success with hope. You see the view of the island around, remember, shows a clear, beautiful day. There are no storm clouds that remain. However, to the west, over the island that you now know is called the Rights of Newmorn is that deep flashing storm of red clouds. The island itself is covered in swirling mists that glint red as the lightning crashes. More concerning, though, the shallow channel between the island of Blackgum Hollow and the Rights of Newmorn have been disturbed. The waters have been divided, a wall to the right and a wall to the left.
It's getting biblical.
The channel between made a great path of dry land leading to the Rights of Newmorn. And from a distance, with your successful check, you can see at this great distance they are only specks, but specks of black crossing that stretch of land, making their way, their pilgrimage to the Rights of Newmorn.
I don't like that.
Anura,
It's not normal.
Does the
If
sea
you're gonna
part
ask it.
normally?
It's frog
It's not
nose is
natural.
normally part of the Red Sea.
Yeah, and there's people going that way, and I'm just like pointing and describing.
I see that. Yes. Thank you.
Gimbo, you failed with fear. So,
Yeah, bust a blood vessel. My eye.
yeah, you died. You just died.
Oh,
So,
oh.
like, remember that the problem, guys, is that we are at 5. So every single time that I'm collecting a fear at this point, this is bringing us to that maximum of 6. So I am going to move that back over because I need to utilize it. You all feel the earth quake again, okay? And I need everyone to make a check. So this is going to be agility. I need actually my little thing. Where is it? I need to have it pulled up because I have it right here. All right, I need you all to make. Where is it? Sorry guys, I will cut this out in the area, but I have to find it because I'm missing it and I have it printed for a reason. There we go. Ha 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 ha. All right, we're going to make, yeah, it is agility. I don't think that I can make this anything else in this case. You're going to be making an agility check. Oh, you know what? It's going to be keeping your footing. Okay, guys? So I would say that is either maneuvering or controlling. I'm gonna say maneuvering. Agility. All right, everybody make an agility roll as this terrain kind of shudders under your feet and you watch, Steven, through your binoculars as those tides lift even further up, creating a wider passageway. All right, everyone go ahead and make your checks. Remember, you are rolling your duality dice. And
Did I
Did the Ridge Bros get advantage for steady?
Yeah, I would say you do. So,
Well,
yeah.
one more question. Am I currently equipped to my Warhammer?
I don't know. That's up to you. I would say yeah, right? That's your primary. Oh wait, you were using the grappling hook in the combat lab.
I had switched it since then.
That's fine then.
But
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. Go ahead. So
It's a bad
remember,
thing.
Ridge Bros
Isn't
with
negative.
advantage. That means you're because I want to make sure we're doing this. That's your duality dice plus your D6 for advantage. Okay. Anybody else can use their agility.
Yeah. Could I use?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You're fine. Yeah.
I want to use tickets to the gun show and flex my calves.
Okay. Okay.
Could I use
Sure.
Swamp Princess and say that I'm used to keeping my footing in, treacherous. I've been on boats my whole life.
I would say yes. Hope is there to spend. I'm pretty loose with your ability to use those things. Absolutely. And this isn't like a horrible check or anything. But again, we could be using fear. All right, guys. So the difficulty is not that hard. It's going to be a 12. Where are we,
Oh,
guys?
I
A critical.
Let me see it. Hold on. Is it little? Is a 4. Can you see that 4?
Amazing. How does she roll so many criticals? All right.
Well, remember last time I rolled really bad, so that was
Kayla,
nice.
remember that in this case, what you are doing is you are taking a hope because you spent one, but you're also clearing a stress if you have one, and I think you do have one.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I got stressed out when I got scared.
Yeah. Difficulty 12. Where are we at, guys? Who else?
I got an 8 minus 2 with hope. So 6 with hope.
A 6 with hope. Okay. You keep your hope, but that is a failure. You are going to mark a stress. Okay. All right. What else, guys? 12. Who succeeded? Who failed?
21 with fear.
Ooh.
I got 16 with hope.
Okay. With fear. All right. So now this is the way it's going to work. So again, Tedeos just nailing it, just killing it. No problems at all. You take with your fear and a failure. What's going to happen? Wait, what was your score?
You had a 23.
21.
Oh,
with
Or 20
or 23.
but with fear. And that's really where we're at, is that I'm not going to be restoring the fear again. So you are going to mark 2 stress. Oh, sorry. Just the one, because you did succeed. I'm so sorry. It would have, if anybody had failed with fear instead of taking another fear, it would have been 2 stress. You are just taking 1, okay? All right. And Anura, you get a little bit more of what you want. So give me something good before I give you something bad.
Wait, what good thing could I have? Like the earth shuddered.
I don't know. Do you find something? Do you...
You know what I would love to find is always money, but...
Or footprints.
It's
Oh, yeah, I guess, you know what, to the...
Money comes out of the rafters.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it just starts raining money. There's no money here. That would be silly. But I'll give you this, though. I'll give you this. You do see, but as you look down and you maintain your foothold, who fell to the ground during that? Was it just Gimbo? Yeah. Gimbo, 2 things happen at once in this case, okay? Anura, you look and you see little footprints in some of the mud. These are little cat footprints, and they lead into a little thrush, where now you notice it stirring. And you peek back, and you find a little orange cat that looks up, and you can see under his paw is a little snake, a little grass snake. And you can see that he has a little bit of red on his chomper from eating the little grass snake. And his little bell jingles there in front of him. And you know Caliper. Caliper is one of those cats that everybody's trying to keep out of the freaking palace. And he just cannot be stopped. He just can't be. But you see Caliper, and with hope, what do you want Caliper to do?
I mean, just be happy to see me and let me carry him around in my backpack.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So you know that Caliper gets lost all the time. You open your satchel and you lean down. Now, as this is happening, Gimbo, you look over and you see the cat that you knew you were trying to find for Bill and Frank. But as you go to lift yourself up, your hand gets hurt. All right? And you look down and your hand is in glass that is underneath the water. And
What do you have glass in your water?
And
It's so unsafe.
And
Is that where the snake was?
you can see now, looking around, that the entirety of this under the water does sparkle with little glass shards. And actually now, looking closer, although it's still beautiful, some of the terrain is actually disturbed. Some of the plants have been crushed. And there are now, looking closer, Tedeos, now that you've heard Gimbo kind of cry out with that excellent check before, you look down and you see flecks of crystal glinting in the shallows of the water just a few yards away. And walking over, they are the shards of tiger stone. including one larger chunk that you did not see from that other orb. And Anura, with Caliper tucked into your satchel, you reach into your pocket and pull out the other speaking sphere, and this is the match. This is where it happened.
At the castle, in the gardens.
Mm-hmm. So we got to do some inspecting, but I do just want to stop really quickly.
Yeah.
Is everybody have all their hit points and everything? Yeah. No.
I have
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
Gimbo does.
I have
that's
all my hit points. I just have glass in my hand. I
Okay,
have basically no
so-
armor left.
What's everybody's, like, because somebody took stress, right?
I'm 2 stress, and I have
Stress.
2 of 8 armor slots left.
Okay, so because I have 2 inspirational words left that I can use before a long rest, and so I can use that on each of you to clear 1 stress. And then I can't use any more inspirational words.
And those be used
Adore
for
you, sweet
anything
angel.
else?
And then I should rally, probably, so that we have those dice at some point.
Sure.
Could I mark one of my armor slots and let my beetles crawl over onto Gimbo?
Absolutely not. What?
I don't necessarily
I
want any
love that you
bugs.
tried, though.
It just counts
That's
as
it.
one armor slot for him.
What a homie.
It's just me
I
marking
just-
it. And
I think it's
handing it.
tied to you. Is my
It does
thing.
say mark an armor slot and then circle yourself.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but I don't necessarily want any bugs on me. Just dirt.
They're really good bugs, though. They clean you while they protect you. It's
Me too.
amazing.
Thank you.
Also, I love what's happening in chat right now. First of all, Velocidata said, with the wrench, and Greyfax, Professor Plum. We are clearly having a clue moment here, guys. I love it.
I saw
Also,
observatory on the room list. I was like,
there is an observatory on the room list, absolutely. And Gene Screen says, get Caliper to lead you to your sister. Listen, who knows, guys? All right.
Is that something Caliper does?
I don't
Did
know.
he witness the?
maybe with that roll.
If he's a cat, I don't think he's gonna help. You know, cats don't. Like,
Notoriously, I've never gotten mine
See?
to lead me anywhere.
what a
That's
perfect
the-
example of my cat not helping. I leaned to make a point, and he's not there. Where is he?
There.
He's right in front of me. Anyway.
Maybe Bill can catch the scent.
Ooh.
My God.
Listen, if
Hilarious.
you're willing to
Really
test
quickly.
another fear, yeah.
Can I use my rally, like it rallies everyone, but I talk up Bill? Like, come on, Bill, you can do this. Like, you can snip her out.
He's trying to catch the Hyatt GMC Bob. Like, yeah, like absolutely. Are we seriously trying this, Steven? Just to check.
I think so. I think I'm gonna use a hope.
But yeah, everybody get a little rally dice.
Brilliantly bold too. 'Cause he's so fucking brilliant. He's
What's he trying to do? He's trying to catch the scent?
trying to catch
Oh,
the
that's
scent.
right.
Classic
Oh,
chicken.
yes. Oh, fantastic. Okay.
We've had to hunt down some wealthy idiots that have climbed the mountain and gotten themselves lost without getting our help.
Okay, great. All right, remember everybody, you have been rallied. Anura, tell me how you rally them again. I want an RP moment.
I rallied Bill, and I just assumed it rallied everybody. I was like,
Sure.
we've got that. I mean, it's the cat, too. It's like, look, guys, it's good luck charm. And then it's like, come on, Bill, you can do it. I have faith in you.
Oh my gosh, I
Bill,
love
Bill,
it.
Bill,
Bill.
Bill.
Okay, so remember everybody, take your rally die to use later. Don't get it confused with advantage dice. They work differently. That is a rally to be added on top of things. But perfect. And so you all have that. The rally has been used. And then you're making a check. This is going to be
Yeah.
pretty hard. I'm going to say... I'm going to say a 17.
Well, that's okay because with brilliantly bold added on there, he got a 21 with hope.
Oh, wow.
Bill.
Okay.
Bill's
The real-
hyped.
All
Real
right.
MVP.
Sorry to
I told
ask
you
you.
that we've hunted some rich fools out down before. I don't find them. Bill does.
He's been expert tracker. So, and I just love acting as Bill. Like, as everybody's hyping him on, you see him kind of perk up his chest, and then he like kind of. And you see like his little nostrils flare and his eyes kind of dilate for a second, and his little tassels kind of move a little bit, and he points with his wings out like a dog. He's pointing, and he's actually scratching his feet at the thing. And Steven, is he just gonna start running?
He's gonna haul ass, yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay,
And I
listen.
take off after him.
Okay, so y'all have made a decision here at this point. Everything else is aside. You are following Bill, our rooster, and he is going to just start running. He goes back in, and Anura, you notice that he's leading you kind of back where y'all had come from initially through those emergency exits, but then he takes a quick, sharp right, and you see yet another tapestry that has been removed from the wall. He keeps going down another left, going down deeper and deeper into the bowels of this palace. You are realizing, guys, that you are heading down again. Gimbo, you are remembering the path down to the dungeons, although this is a different and nicer area. You begin to hear through some of these actual trenches begin to open up, and you see small caverns with stalactites and stalagmites getting very deep down. Anura, you know exactly where you are the whole time. You are heading down into one of the most secure areas of the Warren Palace, which is the hatchery, the nursery.
Hell yeah,
itself.
keep it my promise.
Absolutely. All right. So you guys then head down far, and all of a sudden, Bill stops and peers down the doorway to the right, and each of you kind of peek, and you see there Anura.
It's a Scooby-Doo moment, yeah.
Scooby-Doo moment. I love to have them. You then peek and you see Anura. You know what to expect. The most beautiful set of doors in the entirety of the Warren Palace, carved out of pure white marble, set in a large, round, circular pattern, and lit on either side by faintly glowing sapphires, and usually well guarded. And now, no one is outside of the nursery, and the door is ajar.
She's freaking out. She's freaking out. She's shaking.
Bill is pointing. This is the way it went.
Like kind of stealth forward and try to take like a peek through the crack, because you said the door is ajar.
Sure.
Like something that I can like try to like see in from like a small angle.
Yeah, absolutely. So you stealth forward, because again, I'm rolling with that good check that you had earlier for your instinct. I am going to tell you that as you travel down this, remember that these walls are kind of loose soil, packed soil, I'm sorry. You actually see finger marks from someone that was being drugged and was trying to hold. But here in front of these doors, and with just a very slight bit of blood, and I'm going to use your Ted fear token, and you're going to mark a stress.
Ooh. Stressful.
And now, you peek into the room, and you see a sight that you would find to be very familiar, which is... Give me just a moment. I want to make sure that I say this stuff right. Okay. First, because you're here, Ted, tell me something that is carved into this door and make it beautiful. This is a beautiful door, okay? Remember, it is a nursery, whatever you'd like.
So with that idea of like a nursery, I would say like kind of starting at the base of like the roundness of the door, you have like an egg, and then it like kind of goes out of like the egg slowly hatching into like a tadpole, and then like kind of circling into like male ribbit and a female ribbit on either side.
Okay, beautiful.
I like that. A life cycle.
Mhm.
Breathed on each side. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Anora, in the center is a portrait of Feyre, the Saint Feyre. Okay, Feyre of House Leaf. She is there in the middle. She is considered to be a mother to all of your peoples because she, again, ended the days of shadow. But Ted, as you look in, you see a gorgeous room. The entirety of this room is faintly lit by more of those dimly glowing sapphires. But the entirety of the room is marble. This is a beautiful, beautiful shrine to what you, Anora, you refer to as your harvest of spring, your children, the kind of the showings of spring. Okay, it is floor to ceiling marble. These gemstones are set into crevices along the floor, making intricate pathways that kind of trail in and out all along the walls, making beautiful patterns so that it is a dimly lit, glowing blue. And in the center, at the far edge of the room, you can see another door. Though this one is darker, and from here you can't really make it out. Either side of that, giant emeralds, kind of different in shapes, though pillared, and these cast larger glows. In this, and on either side of the door are two circular portcullises that are feeding the water of this room. They kind of go down these channels and into a large, perfectly circular pool of water, which has, gently rippling from the waterfall itself, the pool. That's what you can see from where you are. That's all you can see from where you are.
We can't see if the babies are in there, like the little eggs.
Because of where he's at, that's a dip, so he can't actually see that.
We gotta go in, guys.
Yeah, I would look back and kind of just wave y'all forward because I don't necessarily see or hear anybody in there.
Okay.
So let's go in.
All right. So, as you enter in, you all hear your footsteps echo across this chamber. And as you step nearer to the pool is empty. There are no eggs in this pool. Now, Anora, I'm going to add one piece of context for you. As you all step into the room, you guys know that Anora, you know that this room is activated by the presence of life. As you enter the room, those sapphires glow a bit brighter and light the room up. None brighter than those two set on the far side as a foil to the most beautiful door in the palace. There at the edge of this room is a door that you hate. It has always scared you. It is of similar size, but it is a pure onyx stone. And this door is very different. Engraved in this door itself are great outstretched wings, and beneath it the floor of an altered land with stone columns, and behind it, though you have never truly thought about this aspect much because it wasn't the worst part of this door, a large flower. And Anora, you have always been deeply afraid of this door, and you always hated that it was in here. It mars an otherwise beautiful room. Nobody ever goes through it. There are no handles. There is No way that you know of anybody going through it, and yet it mirrors that entrance, including a seam down the center. And when you used to be dared to come down here by Broussard, he would tell you that inside of that door still lived that old Shadow King. It comes to your head again, is what he had called that great heron with his outstretched wings. The thing that as a child, when a shadow passed overhead, your instinct as a creature of prey was to look up out of fear, a biological fear of a great bird diving down to snap you off of a lily pad and carry you off into the marshes. And you look there and see in its eye sockets 2 yellow crystals. Yellow eyes.
The ones we saw.
Now, you are still across the room from this door, by the way, guys. Y'all are still here far from this room. Or from this door, sorry. But yeah. Tank, at this moment, because you introduced it earlier, I'm sorry, I have one more piece. At this moment, just for fun, because you introduced it earlier, you kind of, with your satchel, kind of reposition it, and out of it falls a music box that splays open and begins playing a little song, which is The New Dawn.
That came back to haunt me.
They did, I don't like that.
So Anura, I can see what we're looking for is not here, but is that big door back there like a vault or a safe where people might be hiding?
No one's ever been on the other side of that door that I know of, right? I'm asking my GM.
No, I had to cough, but no, you've never known anyone to go through that door. No, you've never known anyone to go through that door, but you do know of a key that allegedly opened the door.
Do I?
Yeah.
What's the key?
Yeah, I can tell you about this key. Actually, interestingly, the key doesn't open that door. It's always weird, right? Because that is a key that is actually pure silver and has a beautifully ornate kind of handle on it. I know all of the pieces of keys, but I forget. But it has an ornate handle on it, which opens the hatchery. That opens the door to the hatchery, but inlaid in the key itself, in that handle of it, has always been, I have to find this piece. Where is it? I have it too. I have all of these descriptions because this just was too hard for me to remember all of these little pieces. All right.
Like is it this one? Is it this one?
It is not on that chain of keys. I love that. It was a large silver key that was emblazoned with a fiddle leaf, inset into the top of the key where the bow, which is the handle, meets the shoulder, which is the thing that stops a key. There was, totally opposite to that, a black edged border and a jewel that was made of glass, inside of which had always swirled a thick, viscous red liquid. Broussard, again, just always teasing and fucking with you in your childhood. Broussard once, when you were young, told you that it was filled with the blood of your ancestors. You punched him in the lip about it, and you were sent to bed without supper at the time, but it had a liquid in it at the time. And it is called the Key of Two Doors.
Well, looking across the room, there is that other door ajar.
No. From here, you can see that it seems to be closed.
If it's not inappropriate, can I walk over to that door and take a look at it? I might figure it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So, you walk...
Ted would hop over and kind of pat Anura on the back. We're going to figure this out, don't worry.
I don't think so.
Second promise broken.
We're going to figure this out.
I can't sing to any babies if there aren't any babies in here.
We're gonna find those eggs and you're going to sing to that egg, goddammit.
Sing to that egg. God damn it. Jimbo, you approach these doors.
Yeah, I'm just want to look at the door. Like, if it's giving me any kind of vibe that it's a magical door, I can't do this at the moment. But if it's like, hey, just to add some contraptions to it, maybe you just need a little bit of blood or some kind of liquid, like she was saying, maybe I'll just, to make it work.
Yeah. Make a knowledge check for me. You're trying to understand this door. So
okay. If you get to the point it's not a magical door, I can try my pick and pull ability, and I will try to pick it. But for now, it's a door. I'm looking at it.
Nora, you are watching Jimbo, by the way, trying to open this door. Ooh, what do we have?
You said a knowledge. Okay, so that's a -1. Okay, 21 with hope.
21 with hope. So, Anora, we haven't talked about this, but again, when I'm at a table, usually I kind of expect that the players are all working together and they're sharing the information that I, as the GM, am giving. In that state of walking in and seeing the door and thinking of the key, did you explain the key to Jimbo? I don't know if you would or not.
I mean, I just thought about it, so I would say I didn't have time to explain it yet, right? I know that's probably not what you want to hear, though. No.
Listen.
Okay.
Without the context of that, then the ability to infer what is happening here is a very hard check, which is rated at a 25. With that knowledge, it's slightly lower, but you don't have that knowledge in front of you.
All right.
Okay.
But because you're analyzing it...
Did he use the rally dice?
I have not used the rally die.
Did he use the...
Sure.
Technically, right, the tapestries that have been missing, they were gone, right? And Anora was telling us what those tapestries were the whole time without saying so.
Yeah.
I was saving my extra bits.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was saving my extra dice. I was trying to actually to pick it opposed to trying to figure out if it's magical or not.
Well, first I will also give you the piece that, because you did a very good check, you are going to see down at the bottom of the door, or near the bottom of the door, a streak of red, dried blood that has come down and is... Oh, there's a kitty in Kayla's background. Oh my goodness, who's a baby? Sorry. Distracted, creepy, spooky. Blood going down the door. And it is there settling at the bottom in a pool that has dried. But you can see that blood piece. I will give you that, okay?
Okay. So, I mean, someone's been in this door at some point. There's some dried blood on it. Key cat.
And now I can tell him about the key thing?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And because now you all having connected to Jimbo up there, at this point, Jimbo, any inference that you want to make. Also, was your check with hope? I assume it was. Yes? I think you had said. Yeah. So make sure
I got a 12 with hope and a 10 with fear.
Wow. Fantastic roll. All right. Great. All right. So what are we doing, guys? So you're there. Anora, tell him. I want you to role play this. As he's looking there, give me that.
There's some dried blood on here. I think I can figure it out, but it's a weird door.
Okay. The key that opens this door has a little stone in it, and it looks like there's blood in the stone in the key. And there's blood on that door, so that makes me think someone has used the key to open this door.
Okay, so it needs a little bit of blood. Good thing I cut my hand on that glass. I'll just kind of rub it on the door.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
So you...
I'll get the glass out first.
Absolutely. Okay. And you all see as Jimbo presses his hand to the door, and you do see, Anora, something you have never seen before. The door, from the eyes, they spark just a bit. And the door itself begins to glow a faint red. You watch the smear of blood across the door. And then the door almost absorbs the blood.
Oh, God, gross.
But then that light falters and goes out.
Hey. I want my snack. I put in my quarters.
All right.
It took my blood.
Does it need more blood? What's happening?
Maybe it's not the right kind of blood.
What kind of blood was in this key? You said it was blood or wasn't blood? It was a rock.
I assume it had to have been ribbet blood. We're in a ribbet place.
Anura, would you be able to go into our Discord, into the spoilers area, and find again the lyrics to The New Dawn? And I want you to read those to me once you get there. Remember that there is a lullaby that you have been repeating in your head the entire journey here because you were going to sing it in this room to the eggs of your childhood friend Yvette.
Hold on. It's in the Don't Look Here, right?
It is. You might have to scroll up a little bit. I'm pretty sure it is in there. Or it could be in the area for hold on. Give me just a second. I will make sure.
I know I wrote it down, but I didn't do a good job.
No, it's totally fine because I have another area where it's the Mists of Marsh and it could be there.
Gene Screen, that's horrible. We would never use
every black magic ritual.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I guided you incorrectly. It's in the Discord channel. Oh my god, MC Cat. Oh my god, you're gonna make me cry. He has it right there. It is in the Mists of Marsh, but let's read it from MC Cat. And remember, the cadence closes at those commas. Okay.
Okay. Dream, sweet little tadpole. Rest well in your bed. The shadows are shrinking, no more to be fed. Look east to the new dawn, the new king. The old's gone, and should the gate open, we'll close it, leaf red.
And now I'm going to give you and Nora, I'm going to give you the final piece of the puzzle, okay? You who have seen all of the... Actually, I'm so sorry. I need you to make a knowledge check. I have to have you make a knowledge check. I cannot just give it to you. It goes against all of my feelings as a GM.
So we're going to use, though, my... I'm going to mark a hope, and we'll use the Swamp Princess and say that she had tutors that would help her with that.
Fantastic. Yeah, and have you already used your Bardic Inspiration die?
I have not used my rally yet.
Okay, all right. Now, I know the number here. It is not too difficult to check.
Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's a 13 with... Oh, wait. And then I get to add this other one. So it's a 14 because I got a +1 on knowledge with hope.
I promise it was 14. If you look back at the stream, you can actually see for the audience, I did this because I never like for people to think that I'm lying. So I did this. If you watch back the stream, it was a 14.
Okay.
With hope, you said. So restore a hope. Okay.
Glad you reminded me.
All right. And now I will give you this information. So... the last piece here to the link to all of this puzzle is leaf, red, leaf, red, leaf. Remember, you walking past these different items, you know that the family tree was taken down. Someone was interested in remembering who the roots of your family are. You remember the portrait of Saint Feyre was taken down, who allegedly is your family and whose last name, originally her surname, was Leaf. Later, you took on Fiddleleaf as a people, but it originally was just Leaf. You are the missing piece to this puzzle. You have the bloodline that has ascended, and you actually are a direct line descendant from Feyre, and you in yourself have always hoped and presumed that maybe the divinities, even from their absconded place, also gifted you with song. And in this moment, you look down at your ribbit hand, and you think of the blood running through your own hand, of Broussard telling you that gemstone was filled with the blood of your ancestors. You always thought Broussard was just torturing you, but as you're looking around the room, everything he has ever told you was actually true. And if the blood here has been broken on this door, and the blood was how someone gained access to this door, maybe Gimbo's blood is not the door that it takes.
She will pull off her little glove. To go pull it off. She's gonna take out do I have a dagger? Yes, I have a small dagger. And she's gonna take it out. And she's just gonna very small little gonna cut it, and then she's gonna put it on the door.
Okay. And as you place, hesitantly pressing and flattening your hand against the door, you see immediately those eyes shine. A light that glows down directly onto the party like a beacon in the middle of the room. The door begins spreading out from the wings. That red glow begins to take over the entirety of this door until you are all standing in a glowing threshold of yellow and red light. And you see the heron, his head arched up. You see the actual art, the relief in the door as the heron's head cranes down. Ooh. And then the beak turns and opens. And instead of the doors opening, this beak begins to tear a seam in the door, a mechanical seam that you can hear spinning the cogs of a door that you have never opened before. And as it opens, you now have a domed pathway forward into a tunnel that leads you forward.
I don't think the tadpoles are hiding in here.
Yeah.
I don't know where else they could be, though.
That was badass.
Gene Screen says, gotta say, Bill was MVP getting the party on this path.
Bill really fucking did it. He really fucking did it. Tedeos, again.
Get him like mama birded.
My paragon of instinct for this round. Even in the darkness of this chamber, you can see footprints in the mud. 2. And then another from a different point in time. And then a 4th.
Well, someone's definitely been traveling.
Many recent sets of footprints that have come into and out from this gate. Though noticeably, there is no mud that has been tracked into this room, implying that whoever came from the mouth of this tunnel has always been cautious to clean their shoes before they entered here.
Maybe they took the babies.
Maybe they did take the eggs down there, if there's that many sets of footprints.
Yeah.
How's it go? Did we clean our shoes?
Yeah, I look over at Bill and I say, do you smell them that way, bud?
And Bill, with his check from before, he immediately... And he starts running off into the distance of the tunnel. He is just going. You lose sight of him almost immediately.
No, we gotta hurry up. We gotta catch him.
I want to scoop a little bit of
like a
water.
chocobo. He's just hella fast.
Scoop a little bit of the water in my hand and start running after him.
All right. So, as you guys enter into the tunnel and you begin following after, I do want to note that on this either side of this tunnel, you can actually see, remember that out from either side of the door there were 2 portcullis holes. That's probably not what that is used for, but that were feeding this waterfall. They are actually walls along either side that are aqueducts that run water along either side of this tunnel and feed into the nursery, the hatchery itself, the waters of that. Everything is dark in this tunnel, though. It is quite damp because water does continually splash onto this path. You could never really truly pack this well enough to keep that from occurring. And these are open aqueducts on the top of this area. They're not enclosed in the wall. But heading down this tunnel, this is a long tunnel. You do eventually catch up to Bill, and you see that is muddy himself and has gotten tired. What he had hoped in his rooster head would be a short stretch is not. It's a long road, a long pathway.
Oh no, it's the tunnel to the island. Oh no.
Once we catch up to him, I give him a good pat on his back. You can slow down a little bit. We have royalty with us.
And then, like, you giving him the out, he's like, and he's very pleased to be able to stop. Yeah, and he kind of slows down and catches his breath, but he like looks admirably at Anura. All right. Yeah.
Quick question to the group: which way were the people walking across the water, or where there was no water? Was that to the west, or was that a different direction? It was west.
To the west, yeah.
Oh, cool. We're going the right way then. Okay, good. I was worried. We went so far this way.
Jim ends up home.
Yeah, the other way. Yeah. Hopefully they have a great sewer system in place, GMC Bob. They do. They absolutely do. Listen, I have really taken some wild liberties with the Blackgum Hollow area of apparently you are equal parts redneck and Roman. I don't know what's happening here.
I don't know. My prison cell just had like a little like carved spot in the floor, not even a seat.
GMC Bob says underground seepage is not a good thing. I catch that reference. It's a reference to the menagerie. The seep. Thanks, GMC Bob. Sorry, guys. The only other game of Daggerheart that I watch reliably. Critical Role does it. like the Dixie Mafia? All right, guys. This is a long tunnel. Okay, I will give you one last piece of world building before you get to the end of this tunnel, which is from a Tip's Hat. Excellent. Did anybody grow up religious in here? Say, no, okay. Like, did you ever watch The Prince of Egypt? Anybody? Does anybody remember that?
I used to love that movie, yeah.
All right, yeah, because
That's
it's great.
soundtrack.
Yeah, that
Great
soundtrack.
Great movie.
Do y'all remember? Oh my God, the way that it haunted me. And this I have built into a lot of what we have going on in this one. Do y'all remember? Hey, says Juicy.
Yeah, there with us.
Who wants to see a leprechaun? Say. Anyway, I'm sorry. So, in The Prince of Egypt, there is a pivotal scene that shifts Moses' perspective, where he goes down into the depths of the temple, and he sees the histories written across the walls of his father, the Pharaoh, having sacrificed the male-borns to the crocodiles of the Nile, for fear that there would be a usurper that would rise. What you are seeing as you travel this tunnel are ancient carvings. So ancient that in places they fade, and you don't stop long enough to observe most of them. They were not there for the first quarter, half mile. Yes, this is a long tunnel. They were not there, but as you go further, you begin to see more and more. And although none of this group, because we were seeing from the perspective of Rory, the tapestry of Anura, a tapestry that you would have known referred to as the Feast. Another very scary tapestry in your history of ribbets in this ancient hieroglyphic way, bringing offerings of snakes, fish, worms, eggs, to altars surrounded by stone pillars, and always behind them a great crane with outstretched wings, a great heron. You see them placing in some of the reliefs the gifts on top of them. You see other stories where the ribbets have less in their hands, and then in the next scene that you see the heron, you see his neck up and his gullet full of a shape. You are getting the sense that in your ancient history, something happened. There used to be some kind of other king here. No longer, and likely thanks to your own ancestor, Saint Feyre. But these are the histories that you see. I would like everyone in this group, going around clockwise, starting with Stephen, to add something to this tunnel, the waters, the lighting, the hieroglyphics. Stephen, you start.
I'd say like the further into the tunnels we've kind of gotten, some of that like bioluminescent like ooze that we were seeing in the jail cell is like purposely placed along the base of the wall to kind of send a light, kind of making some of the depictions a little more eerie with the light showing from underneath, like purposely as like the depictions get more and more kind of intense as we move further down.
Fuck yeah, Steven. Absolutely yes. Man, I love this game. Daggerheart is so cool.
That was my idea too. I was like, oh, find another one.
All right. Fortunately, you have time. It's like
time,
you're at a table and the waiters like keep you. Somebody else calls your food and you're like, I can't also get the chicken parm.
Brownie. Yeah.
All right.
Mine's on the hieroglyphics.
Yes.
Like there are the women that are like crying and some of them being held back as the eggs are taken.
Beautiful, so beautiful, Kayla. Well done.
Those babies.
Justin,
Yeah.
do you have one yet?
Not quite. Still stewing.
You okay, Chris? Do you have anything?
I'm gonna say there's like some of that red vegetation coming through here, kind of like you see on like alien worlds in video games. See when like the grass is red.
Absolutely. I'm going to say that the roots of that vegetation always seems to find the portraits of the heron. Always crawl towards the heron.
As like another bit of it, I think it'd be cool is if like where the depictions of the heron was like moving forward is like where the lighting kind of dimmed to like make it like the dark area on the wall.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic.
Thinking like as the further we're going along in here, like it's like somehow getting quieter, even though there's not really like any people or anything, even from where we just came from. It's just somehow getting silenter, and just the occasional, I don't know if it's like a water drip or just something like off in the distance, like almost like it's echoing, even though it's something like as quiet as like a pin drop.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely get unsettling the further we go.
And the last piece that I'm going to add is you realize that you're getting close. Although you've been walking for nearly 2 miles. Sorry, it's a little bit further actually. I'm bad at distances, guys. The island itself is a little ways across. The actual channel is about 2 miles, guys. I based this off of Crystal Beach to Galveston. I really did. So it's a little bit further. It's several miles, but you are nearing, and you know it because, as Justin had said, not only is it getting quieter and more hopeless, more fearful, but you actually begin to see that these lights now, in the dimmest parts, are starting to glint off of particles in the air. Because you have found your way back into the mist that is now curling through this passageway. And you know that it is settled somewhere near and above where the rites of Newmorn have happened. You all feel the earth again now quake, and you feel the magnitude of what is the water above you. That channel, remember guys, that you are traveling underneath. At any moment, should that crash down, you would all perish under the weight when this tunnel were to collapse. And as the earth quakes, you all like look up and see the bits of earth kind of dust in the air. But more concerning as you quicken your pace. Go ahead, Gimbo.
I was gonna say my rock senses are tingling, guys. This isn't good.
And as you press further, spurred by that fear, you are into that mist itself. Everybody resuming their masks, donning their masks again. But
Wait, does it affect cats?
I don't think so. Not aminals. No.
I was about to say, should I shove him in there and like close it tighter so he's got to breathe through the
Well,
backpack?
I mean, I guess in fairness, you know what? Do I make Bill immune to this?
They both
He got a point.
I think
Last session, he got a point.
I know he's a player
He doesn't have a mask,
character.
right, Bill?
Yeah.
I feel like NPC animals don't.
Okay. And I will not
Not to like throw any shade to the cat, but I do think that Bill is the smarter of the two.
Wow.
He's got.
How?
All right.
What's it called? Controversial yet brave.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Now here's the thing, guys. At this point, as you enter the mist, and even with it, the air down here is thin. You're all going to need to repeat that instinct check. And this time, for any of you that have already placed a 1, your difficulty is higher. It is now 15.
Okay.
For you, Tank, here, it's 12.
That's gonna be my first roll. I haven't done this yet.
Oh, you're
I
right.
was-
That's right. It's only 2 of you. Great. Okay. Ooh, wow. So 12s for you guys and 15s for you.
I got a crit. I got double 1.
Okay. Double 1s. Incredible.
16 with hope.
Wow.
It's a 12 and a 4.
Incredible. Bill?
Bill got a 11 with fear.
Okay. Now, here's the thing, Stephen. Because you get a little bit more, okay? I'm going to say that you're either going to get to take away the failure aspect or the fear aspect, one or the other. A failure will be the counter tick. A fear will give me a fear.
Let's give you a fear.
Okay, great. I restore my little bath token as you seeing Bill down there breathing this mist in. His eyes get wide and he kind of for the first time begins to turn back. But he does not take another counter as you kind of shush him, but he is, as you kind of comfort him, not shush him, I'm so sorry, comfort him.
I rub on his neck a little bit.
Yeah.
It's all right, bud. It's okay.
Yeah.
When I crit, do I subtract a stress?
Yes, absolutely. Restore a hope and subtract a stress.
Okay.
Subtract a stress. Sorry, guys. Okay, Chris and Justin, where were we?
I failed mine with hope.
Okay, have your hope.
8.
1 counter tick for you. And then Chris.
16 with fear.
Wow, okay. All right, so we are back at maximum here as I take 1 of your teeth. But that's okay. I have 3 tank teeth in here, by the way.
Wow.
So I think something bad.
Nothing but
I'm
air walls.
scared.
Yeah,
I'm succeeding every time, at least.
Yeah.
it's true. I think with this fear, so I don't know that I've ever used this mechanic before, guys. I can flip a counter. So with your fear tank, I'm going to flip your mist counter up 1.
I don't have a miss counter.
Yes, you do.
You're now.
Because
I do now?
You do now.
I gave you
With
1.
1 point. Now, Gimbo, because you succeeded on yours, right? Yeah, you had a fear, but
Yeah, I failed mine.
you
He
failed
failed
yours.
his. By
So
Cool,
we're
so-
all at 1 now, right?
Okay.
Except for Bill, who's at 2. Yeah?
Well, I took the.
Oh, you kept the counter. We're all at 1.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
evened it out, guys. All right, fantastic. And now I've used a new mechanic, guys. For those of you who haven't seen it before, you can utilize your fear to take a counter. I've done that here. All right.
I don't
We're
like
all
that.
at 1.
Not at all.
All right, guys.
Yeah, Rachel seems pretty stoked about that.
I have no idea how it's gonna go. I'm nervous as hell. All right, guys. You know at this point, as you are moving along rapidly, that you are nearing the end of this miles and miles of tunnel. Tell me, is there anything else that you all want to do as a group before you know you will be emerging onto what is likely the rights of Newmorn themselves?
Or do we need to take a short rest? Is that a thing we could do now? Do we need that?
You could.
No.
You could.
Oh no, it's time sensitive.
Like we're in a hurry since
There's
people
rocks
were already
there.
marching. We just walked a long ways. We probably should hurry.
Yeah,
Alright.
and then the eggs. The eggs.
Thanks. Right.
Think of the
right.
children.
Okay. You're right. How selfish of me.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I reach in my bag?
Yeah. Woo! Are you reaching in your bag?
Or it's over? Yeah.
Okay. Give me just a second. I didn't have that pulled up right now. Okay, absolutely you can. It's another music box. Ah! No, I'm kidding.
Oh God.
All right.
So many of
Cool.
them.
What is it that you're looking for? Do you have the items pulled up already?
Absolutely not. I can find it.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I always forget about that specific item. Oh, guys, it's the last time we're going to be pulling from the 1.4.1. Oh, my gosh. The cat just...
The bag might be gone after tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it
Who
could be
knows?
gone. We could be back to...
Everything could be different.
Yeah, it could be back to the Wanderers. Okay.
Gimbo may be beardless. We don't know.
No more
Never,
beard.
never.
What'll we
No.
do? We're gonna have to get you. I don't think that there's an item in this game. Oh, I think there is an item in this game that lets
can
you
make
grow a
one.
beard. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let me go ahead. I'm in the book now. I'm in chapter 4, I believe. Chapter 4. Nope. Chapter 3. Nope. Where do I go? There. Chapter 2. Equipment. And then we're gonna go to the loot section, items and consumables. Now. So, Tank, you could just pull out always a minor health or stamina potion if that's what you want. If you want something else, I will do, in this case, I will make it either a roll on the loot or the consumable area. Because again, I think these are all items, but it has to be a D12.
Okay,
What do you
let's
want?
randomize. I feel like that's funner.
Loot or a consumable? Which one?
Let's go loot.
Okay. Oh, cool. This could be risky. I bear the right to say no if you get something really cool, okay? I really do.
What
worries.
another explosive.
You're
Let's go.
going to roll 2d12, okay? You could actually just roll your hope die twice or your duality dice, but you're going to add those together and give me the number. I am in the items, and your number is going to hit what we pull.
I did roll crit. 4-4.
This is not what this is. That's fantastic. What was it?
So I had to let you know it was 4-4. Yeah.
4, so 8. Okay. Whoa! This is kind of hilarious, like, because of where you guys are. You pull out, rifling through your bag, a woven net. A net that can be used to trap small creatures. To use it, you're going to make a finesse roll, and on a success, the difficulty to break free is a 16. This is pretty good. I like that. Hilarious. Yeah.
I think.
I mean, even if you don't end up using it on an enemy in a fight or something, hey, a net
Fishing.
would be great to carry all those eggs back.
Oh, Steven! Take another advantage!
Oh
No, this time I'm sorry. You won't take it. You'll give it to one of your friends, okay?
I think Gimbo, he clearly needs it.
Jimbo's he does. Jesus, you are right. Yeah. Make
Yeah,
sure.
I'm fine. I learned my armor.
Yeah.
well, you-
Okay. Excellent, excellent. You have a woven net now. It is number 8 in the items, Chris. Follow up with me
Okay,
afterwards and we'll
thanks.
make sure you have it marked, but it's a finesse roll and breaking free is a 16. Fantastic. Guys, anything else that we're doing? Because y'all are approaching what you can see is the light beginning to brighten.
I don my shield and pull my comma out, and I'm ready for anything up here.
Okay. All right.
So, I guess just a quick question since we're here. The warriors have where you like, I think it's once per session. If you're gonna take on like a big foe, you can meditate and steal yourself. Is that something I can do in this
I
moment?
think that's during downtime, but let's check. So player materials. Let's go over to.
I think
We're going.
The downtime one was the Slayer, right?
Huh?
Because the Slayer definitely has a downtime mechanic, but this one's for the Call of the Brave.
Call of the Brave Warrior. Okay. Well, I mean, like, you can just read it to me, absolutely, and let me know what it says.
Sorry.
Because I don't remember which ability this is.
Yeah, I think this is the...
Once per long rest, before you attempt something incredibly dangerous or face off against a foe who clearly outmatches you, describe what ritual you perform or preparation you make, then clear 2 stress and gain 2 hope. I would say that this counts. Before I say that, though, I need to ask you, Tank, what do you think you are going to fight?
For Tank, he thinks he's about to fight a big-ass shadow bird.
Hell yeah.
Big ass shadow bird.
Do you think that clearly outmatches you?
Yeah, he's bigger wings.
All right.
He's got the bigger wings.
So good. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So I need you to describe me what ritual you perform or preparation you make to give yourself that stress reduction and hope gain.
I pull out a set of battle teeth. Walk out. Get ready to fight.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to my lost boys. Like, excellent. Fantastic. Okay. This is your ritual. What do those teeth represent for you?
I just got it from hunting.
Okay.
So it's kind of just like a very peacocky.
Oh, it's like putting in a
kind of like
grill.
Bill right now. You know what I mean? Just like chest up.
Incredible. This is that like reloading your arms moment kind of a thing. It's just like
Picking itself up like a boxer.
all right, and I'm gonna build on that moment then. You guys here in this moment steeled by this, so go ahead and clear 2 stress and gain 2 hope. And you guys are all marching forward, and you see, led by Anura, pulling out your instrument, preparing yourself. Gimbo, you back there with your pick? Yeah, your pickaxe.
Yeah.
Ready, coming out. Tedeos and Bill, both of you kind of watching the steps, the ground. Oh, that stupid, fantastic smile. Excellent. And you, Tank, kind of moving forward, shouldering your way through the crowd, donning those teeth and stepping in. You all come to the edge of steps. Last chance. Anything else you're doing, guys? This is the very last thing. Steven, anything?
I don't think there's anything I can really
Justin,
do.
anything? Oh, Steven, sorry, you weren't done.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do right now.
Kayla, anything? Chris, anything?
No.
Okay.
I just want to make sure, Chris, I passed you back the fire jar earlier. I don't know if you had heard that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys all are going to, you now see that this tunnel closes off at the end of this tunnel runs to what is an aquifer. And you see that the tunnel actually goes down. But to your right, you see a carved stairwell. Steps carved up above. And through that stepped area, you see a glowing red light that flashes through the hallway. And as you all begin to ascend, you can hear faint, echoing voices, indiscernible. And that lightning crashing around you gets brighter and brighter as you are taking this spinning, circular stairway up. And eventually you come to an opening that you can see in the ground. And you step up. What is my order? Just so I know who is in front.
Not me, I'm
Always-
squishy.
I'm always down to be up front.
Yeah, I can. I assume it's normally like Gimbo, followed by Bill, followed by Tank, followed by Ted, or like with Anura in between Ted and Tank,
Okay. So it's Jimbo at the front, is that right?
and Ted in the back.
All right, Jimbo, you step out into a, there's no other way to say it, a ritual site. You come up right before a great, vast pool, similar to that nursery. And in the center of it, you see an altar. The altar is laid bare, nothing rests there at this moment, but there are crumbled pillars set in intervals around this circular platform. To the back of the chamber, or to the back of this open clearing, you see a large cave opening there, blackest night inside. And to the immediate left of the cave, the glow as the lightning crashes glints onto that enormous pulsing flower, glowing red, its roots curling and spinning alive into the pool of water. As it is dipping in, you see blood beginning to speckle into the water from the roots itself. That egg is no longer attached to the flower itself. It has dropped and now sits there beneath the opening of the flower. You see a faint trickling trail of red still feeding into this giant egg. And in moments, as the lightning crashes around you, making this glow, you can see inside of this egg, this enormous egg, 3 times as big as any of you, the shape of a fetus of a giant bird. This is the Shadow King in its infancy, preparing to be reborn into the Black Marshes. Anura, you stepping out, you see this, and you, with a crushing sense of fear, know that all of those myths that you loved as a child, they are true, they are real, and they are here. The shadows that receded back then are returned to claim the throne back from the usurper that has taken the throne, the Leaf, the Fiddle Leaf family. Surrounding this area, as you all look, you all are seeing a crowd of ribbets, all having filtered across that deep channel, and looking back, you can see the tidal waves far above the island. You see them continuing to make their way as you are at the top of this landmass, and the faces of these ribbets you can see are all dim and gray. In moments, you see them flicker back and look around in fear before settling back into that catatonic state. And lastly, you all see there in the center of the pool, at the altar, the royal family of Fiddleleaf, all bound and gagged. Only the king still wearing his cap. And they all see you, and only Anura, your sister Lilliana, still has light in her eyes. And she looks up, and she kind of lurches to you before you see, stepping from behind one of the pillars, a young, beautiful ribbet woman.
Cassandra.
dressed in a gown of a healer or a cleric, pure white, though the trail of it, the trim, is in mud. And she walks forward, and you see her slap Lilliana across her face. And then her eyes, she kind of grins to herself and then looks to you and sees you and smiles. And that is where we will close tonight's episode.
Got my sister tied up, slapping her around in front of me, and then you're like, well, we'll close it now.
That's where we're closed, guys. It's good time. Please make sure that you have everything clearly marked on yourself. The beginning of this, we are going to close it out next time, like, because we're here, guys. You made it. You did it.
Here.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I'm scared.
Hopefully 1.4.2 gives me a lot of extra armor.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. I don't know how we're gonna do this before a big battle. We're gonna have to meet and talk about it. Oh my god, guys.
That'll be fun.
It'll be fine. It's okay, guys.
You can't die again, though,
Nothing
Jim.
to worry about.
You just can't.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, remember,
I think
guys.
Daffodil still has your family's letter, so you gotta at least get back to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
GM Bob. GMC Bob. Yeah, we have to kick some serious butt.
I like MC Cat. Anyone getting the Jimmy Neutron movie with the parrots surrounding the giant chicken vibe?
Yeah.
Not
I can
before,
see
but
that.
now I certainly am. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, remember, guys, 1.4.2 comes out tomorrow. I need everybody really taking a look at what that is and remapping your character to the new version with hope and fear. Fingers crossed they don't just throw everything out. I don't think they will. If they do, we'll talk about it. But for those,
It'd probably be minor changes since it was to
it's a minor
1.4.2.
revision. I think so too, but don't jinx it. Another earthquake. Who knows, guys? The campaign's over. We all die. Thank you. Thank you so much to everybody who joined in tonight and for being here through the entirety of this campaign. We have this one last episode. Now we really are going to close it off next time. I hope that you're all here with us. And remember that if you're available tomorrow, Justin and I are going to be talking 1.4.2. So tune in if you'd like to see what the party's going to have to face next week with their new character builds. Anything to add before we close out?
Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We don't have. There's certain things that we really need to get.
I don't want a Facebook. I don't want a Facebook.
I was going to say Tumblr for a second.
A Tumblr, wild.
Wild, yeah. I
Oh,
know.
throw back. I know people still use it, but what a
I do
dinosaur.
too.
What a relic
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, guys, come find us before it's all over. No, I'm kidding. Come find us before everybody's dead and we have to move on from this channel. It was a good run.
Yeah, it's a good run.
Yeah, but-
Really kicked ass for a few months there.
Yeah.
And then we got
I really am very scared, but everybody rest well. I will most likely kill you in the morning. The Princess Bride. All right.
I know.
Thank you guys so much. I'm really happy that we got to do this together. I'm really scared for the next one. But thank you all so much. Thank you all for watching. Y'all take care. Roll with hope. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.